One of the things you mentioned to me when we spoke a few months ago was that there are nefarious motives that are taking advantage of vulnerable young folks that want to understand where they come from. Like, who are these groups that are using this, I guess, vacuum that is created in people's history?
That's the million-dollar question, Marissa, because I don't think it's one particular thing. I think we see, like in education, right? Critical ethnic studies here in California that Gavin Newsom signed into law back in 2020, I talk about in my book, is a complete revision of history, particularly the anti-Zionist part of it, right? Israel's committing genocide, all these types of things which have nothing to do with the history of these people, right? And some other ethnic histories are completely left out, right? Why? The question becomes, why? Why would you tell these false stories about and leave this group out, right? Well, it has to do, for me anyway, with agenda, right? If I can confuse the person enough, was it Lincoln who said that the future of the nation is coming out of those classrooms, right? So that if I need the person to be pliable enough, I need them to be suggestible enough, I need them to not question things, right? I need to take critical thinking out of their minds. I need them to be programmed to do what I want them to do, right? Yes, ma'am, I think that that becomes now the impetus. I don't want them to have a rigorous education, which goes back to what Carter Woodson was saying. I want them to be told what to do. I think that this is some of what we've been dealing with for a while now, right? And then in terms of the Black community, it became the petri dish, right? You have the whole, I call the war on poverty, a war on the Black family, right? This somehow it's supposed to help, right? It didn't help, right? And then one of the things that it did, there was an element within the war on poverty and the welfare state that specifically focused in on men, that it incentivized that home not having the father there. The more children the young lady had, the more obligations, but did not have a man there to help, the more money the government would give. And Thomas Sowell talks about that as well. You've incentivized this very thing. I believe that began to expand and goes across the country, right? It is there, it's destroying the family and even the purpose of these husband and wife working together, right? So if I inserted something that is a replacement for the man,